Mexico on home soil is a completely different team. With Javier Aguirre back for his third spell as Mexico manager, El Tri have put together a World Cup run that's already being talked about as one of the best in the country's history. Even more impressive, they haven't conceded a single goal all tournament. Aguirre has built a disciplined team that's aggressive when pressing and patient in possession. Mexico usually builds out in a 4-3-3 before shifting into an attacking 3-2-5, creating space through the middle and one-on-one chances out wide. Without the ball, they quickly drop into a compact back five, making it extremely difficult for opponents to attacking has made Mexico one of the toughest teams at this World Cup, and it's easy to see why they believe they can compete with anyone. Their journey began on June 11th against South Africa at Mexico City Stadium. Right from kickoff, Mexico came flying out with relentless pressure, and after only 9 minutes, Eric Lira won the ball high up the field before finding Julian Quiñones. On his World Cup debut, Quiñones stayed calm and finished through Ronwin Williams' legs to score the opening goal of the 2026 World Cup. Mexico stayed in control, and things got even worse for South Africa when Sitol was sent off early in the second half after bringing down Brian Gutierrez. Soon after, Roberto Alvarado delivered a perfect cross for Raul Jimenez, who powered home his first ever World Cup goal. The closing minutes turned chaotic, with South Africa finishing the game with 9 players, while Cesar Montes also saw red for Mexico in stoppage time. Despite the chaos, Mexico opened the tournament with a convincing win. Still, many people weren't impressed because they felt South Africa simply played that poorly. Some fans even joked they collected more red cards than goals. That made the next match against South Korea feel like the first real test. South Korea frustrated Mexico for much of the first half by slowing the game down and controlling possession. The breakthrough finally came after halftime when goalkeeper Kim Sung-gyu collided with his own defender while trying to claim Raul Jimenez's looping header. The loose ball fell perfectly for Luis Romo, who reacted first and scored. Online, some Mexican fans joked that Romo scoring meant he's gonna keep getting more playing time. The comments were funny, but the goal gave Mexico exactly what they needed. South Korea pushed hard late in the match, but goalkeeper Rangel came up huge. In the 87th minute, he made an incredible double save, first stopping Cho Gui-sung's header before somehow denying Yang Hyun-jun from point-blank range. It wasn't Mexico's best performance, but another 1-0 victory meant 6 points and still no goals conceded. With qualification already secured, Aguirre rotated the squad for the final group match against Czechia. Even with several changes, Mexico produced their most convincing display yet. The biggest story was 17-year-old Gilberto Mora making his first World Cup start. The youngster controlled the midfield with confidence and received a standing ovation when he came off in the second half. Mexico finally broke through in the 55th minute when left-back Mateo Chavez made a brilliant forward run before calmly finishing. 6 minutes later, Julian Quiñones added his second goal of the tournament to put the result beyond doubt. The emotional highlight came in the 77th minute when legendary goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa entered the match. The crowd gave him a standing ovation as he became just the third player in football history, alongside Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, to appear at 6 different World Cups. That victory completed a perfect group stage. For the first time ever, Mexico won all 3 group matches and advanced to the knockout rounds full of confidence. Their next challenge came on June 30th against Ecuador in the round of 30 and Moises Caicedo. The match was delayed by a thunderstorm, but once it started, Mexico wasted no time taking control. In the 22nd minute, Roberto Alvarado played a perfect pass over the top for Julian Quiñones. He timed his run perfectly, cut inside, and blasted the ball into the top corner. I was actually yelling at my TV for him to pass. Then he completely proved me wrong with that finish. It also made people wonder about those who once questioned whether Quiñones should represent Mexico. After performances like this, he's become one of the team's biggest stars. Just 9 minutes later, Mexico struck again. Raul Jimenez won the ball high up the pitch, linked up brilliantly with Quiñones, and curled a beautiful finish into the far corner to make it 2-0 before halftime. Mexico looked completely in control and were one step closer to another famous World Cup victory. Quiñones and Jimenez have been looking like prime Messi and Neymar together. After taking a comfortable lead, Javier Aguirre changed tactics in the second half. Mexico dropped into a compact defensive shape, completely shutting down Ecuador's attack and giving Ener Valencia and Kevin Rodriguez almost no room to work. Cesar Montes and Johan Vazquez were outstanding at the back, winning challenge after challenge and clearing away every dangerous ball. Ecuador's frustration finally boiled over in stoppage time when Piero Hincapié received a straight red card. scorecard. It feels like we've been seeing this happen more and more, and it reminded a lot of people of the incident involving Miguel Almiron against Turkey. When the final whistle blew, Mexico had secured a huge 2-0 victory. They became the first CONCACAF nation ever to eliminate a South American team in a World Cup knockout match. This incredible run has been built on experienced leaders, players returning to top form, and fearless young talent. Aguirre has also done an amazing job managing the squad, using 25 of his 26 players and making everyone feel important. One of the biggest surprises has been goalkeeper Raul Tala Rangel, after first-choice keeper Luis Angel Malagon suffered a ruptured Achilles before the tournament. Many expected Guillermo Ochoa to return as the starter. After all, it always seems like Ochoa turns into a different player every World Cup. Instead, Aguirre trusted the 26-year-old Chivas product, and Rangel has rewarded that decision with outstanding performances, helping Mexico keep clean sheet after clean sheet. Then there's Julian Quiñones, who's been Mexico's biggest attacking weapon. Starting on the left but constantly drifting inside, he's caused problems with his pace, strength, and finishing ability. 3 goals in 4 matches tell the story, but it's his partnership with Raul Jimenez that's made Mexico so dangerous. The chemistry between those two has been one of the biggest reasons behind this run. Jimenez has also reminded everyone why experience matters on the biggest stage. After suffering a life-threatening skull fracture in 2020, many questioned whether he'd ever return to his best. Some even wondered if he'd play football again. Now he's leading Mexico's attack at another World Cup and writing one of the tournament's best comeback stories. His goal against Ecuador wasn't just important, it was historic. It was the 47th goal of his international career, moving him into second place on Mexico's all-time scoring list. At 35 years old, he also became the oldest Mexican player to score in a World Cup knockout match, proving he's still one of El Tri's most reliable players. Another player who deserves much more attention is Eric Lira. The Cruz Azul captain has quietly become the heartbeat of Mexico's midfield. He protects the defense, wins the ball back, controls the tempo, and keeps possession with smart, simple passes. Against Ecuador, he battled with players like Moises Caicedo all game and helped give Mexico complete control through the middle. Gilberto Mora has also been one of the breakout stars. The young Club Tijuana midfielder looks completely fearless on the biggest stage. His quick feet, balance, and calm decision-making make him incredibly difficult to stop. Watching defenders try to take the ball away from him almost looks impossible. Every match, he plays with confidence beyond his years and continues to show why so many people believe he's one of Mexico's brightest young talents. Then there's Captain Edson Alvarez, the emotional leader of this squad. Even when he isn't starting every match, his impact is impossible to ignore. His incredible goal line bicycle kick clearance against South Korea was one of the defensive moments of the tournament. Whether he's playing in midfield or defense, he brings leadership, composure, and toughness every single time he steps onto the field. But Mexico's biggest advantage might not be a player at all. It might be playing at home. This isn't the first time El Tri have made a deep World Cup run on home soil. Back in 1970, they reached the quarterfinals after an unbeaten group stage before eventually losing to Italy. Then in 1986, they once again reached the quarterfinals after defeating Bulgaria at the Azteca, a match remembered for Manuel Negrete's unforgettable scissor kick goal following a clever 1-2 with none other than current manager Javier Aguirre. That tournament ended with a penalty shootout loss to West Germany, but once again, that match wasn't played at the Azteca. In fact, Mexico have never lost a World Cup knockout match at their famous home stadium. The altitude has always been one of Mexico's greatest advantages. Sitting more than 2,200 meters above sea level, visiting teams often wear down as the match goes on. Aguirre has taken full advantage of that, keeping his team patient before increasing the intensity late in games. It's no coincidence that most of Mexico's goals have come in the second half as opponents begin to tire. Of course, one of the biggest reasons behind becoming one of Mexico's most important players is enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Leave a comment below and let me know how far you think Mexico can go in this World Cup. And if you enjoyed the video, share it with another football fan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.